Are you sniffing my seeds? Oh. I'm going to open something magical. And my tripod is not. Ooh, look at these. I let them go almost too long. This is great. Ooh, I'm going to have to be careful with the roots. These are green striped Kasha pumpkins. As I look all over the place. A part of the garden I haven't shown you yet is, well, the backyard, what would be our traditional suburban backyard. And at one time, all of this was grass. Very, very well maintained, green. Because of drought, it has slowly gone away, and then the grass, of course, got old. And this year, I'm trying something different. I'm putting in berms. I made a couple islands in the middle. This one right here. Basically, I'm digging a big ditch in a island, and in the ditch will go old wood, old trees, things like that, and then I'll cover it back up. The purpose behind it is that water will then, as it drains or melts, will go into the ditch, into the berm, and the wood will hold on to that. It'll slowly decompose. I made another one here. This one I'm going to increase. So this is a apple tree. My pepper's doing really great here. There's a pepper and hey honey, pepper and some calendula and whole bunch of weeds. That's the marshmallow root weed that I don't mind too much, but and then I don't know what that little one is. But then over here, I planted some lavender. This is all brand new. There's about 3 stalks of corn there. A whole bunch of, there's another, pepper, and then some acorn squash. And it's looked different. But I've just by doing this and just watering this little area, I've been able to get quite a bit of added moisture. What I'm doing right now is I'm making some more soil because I have a lot of new seeds that I want to plant, pots. Also, this is just really good clay and sand, so you get a lot of clay and sand in here. Some of it has quite a bit of rocks too. And so and of course, you gotta huff and puff while you do this, because as you get older, we tend to huff and puff. Gotta laugh. It's like, when I started listening to my videos, I was like, oh my God, I am making all these crazy noises. But it is what it is, right? You do what you can but you can see how this is, really dry and whatever, compared to this is holding on. Now I have been trying to amend this, but can you see how just by, making this a little smaller and making it a mound, and I mean this soil's great. And then what I've been doing as kind of a mulch is all these sticks. See, here's me getting distracted again, taking care of some of the weeds. Okay, let's get back to task. So I'm going to fill this bucket with some more soil. This will be my second bucket. And then I'm going to put some more amendments in it and stuff. And I'm going to plant up a whole bunch of stuff. Whew, okay. Here I go. I got it. I, unfortunately, suffer from severe, severe dry mouth. Syndrome, condition, whatever the hell, it's probably some of my meds, some of my chronic conditions, who knows, but I've been dealing with it for years. But the last 2, sorry about the dog, I'm going to stop her pretty soon. It's gotten really bad. So doing physical labor like this is a pain in the ass. But I'm out here. It's the 3rd. It's overcast. It's about 7:30. I know they got a new dog next door, and she wants to be friends. Come on, Char, leave it, Charlotte. So, Charlotte, leave it. So, the water doesn't help. It helps like for a few seconds. Breathing through my nose definitely helps, but I can't take bigger breaths with my nose. Another abnormality. Yes, this old gal only has one nostril. What a story to be told in the future. That sounds like a children's book or something, or a young adult. The woman with the one nostril. Yes, I am a walking storybook. Anyway, I was noticing all the grunts and different sounds I was making, of course, in my videos. And as you can see, I'm in my 3rd or 4th tank top. I think only own 3 of 4 of them. This is actually a sleep top. Don't tell anybody. But, who's going to see me? I mean, well, quite a few people probably are nosy and peering out their windows looking at me with their binoculars. Hope they enjoy it. But for the most part, it's just me coming out here. Well, and I'm dressed. The rest of me's dressed. It's not like I'm showing anything, right? It's just not attractive because it's a kind of a shorter cut. Anyway, you're not going to see it, but imagine it. And so anyway, here's my beautiful, I love hanging out in here. I watched a lot of gardening videos today. Again, today's Friday the 3rd. Watched a lot of gardening videos. Could not go to sleep last night again. A lot of it was my granddaughter had some bad anxiety. Oh, I wish I understood the anxiety of these, certain generations, because, but another soapbox to get up on. But anyway, it took me a while to get her to calm down. Then Mom came home from her late shift, so she sat down to tuck her in, but she's like, I really got to get to bed because I have to open in the morning. I mean, she closes that night, and then she has to go open in the morning, and I'm like, I felt so bad for her. So, it's grandma duty. And so she just wanted me to talk. Usually I sing to her at night, and usually I can sing her to sleep. But lately, in the last, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, she's kind of just wanted to chat, or me chat, or hear me and Mom chat together. And I can see her slowly closing her eyes. I've been really pushing her to wear her eye mask. She's got a satin eye mask, and we have this kind of ritual. I've been really trying to introduce like an herbal tea at night. Can't get her to do that. I tried even when she was a baby, but we'll just have to go one step at a time. Anyway, that was a lot to share. So what I'm doing this evening is I had started a lot of seeds to see if they would even sprout. Just using the paper towel method, spray it, get a little water in there, get it moist, lay your seeds down in the paper towel, roll it up, stick it in a baggie. And some of those seeds, because some of the seeds that I tried starting that way, I wasn't seeing coming up in the ground in different places. I don't know if they didn't come up in the pots or not, but for the most part, come June especially, but the end of May, second half of May, but particularly in June. But June, July, things will just pop up out of the ground like crazy. They sprout. It's definitely warm enough, and especially if you water them enough and keep them moist. But I'm not seeing any of the seeds, very few seeds that I'm putting in the ground anywhere, and it doesn't matter where it is. It's, whether it's my new, and there's a few things that have popped up, it's just taken weeks and weeks and weeks, but the islands, I call the Apple Island and the Peach Island, because that's the way I differ. Very few seeds, so my success rate, if I were to put a number on it, you know, it was probably 10%. Less than 10% in my fenced garden, and that soil is beautiful. It's been amended and amended and amended and amended for years. So I don't know. And in my pots, it even varies. Like, you know, those tomatoes I showed you in that one pot that had, like, I don't know how many there was originally, but there's, I think, 5 in there now. They're like 3 feet tall. They're just growing like a weed. And I'm like, what in the world did I do in those pots that I didn't do in the other pots? I mean, because I used the same concept, the same mix, the same everything. It's like, you know, did I just give it an extra kiss or something? Like, what? Is there an animal pooing in there that I don't know about? You know, not my dogs, you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing so well. But a couple of my planters are just doing exceptionally well. And I do try to clump everything together so they get that humidity, and, you know, plants like being together. But I've lost a couple one tomato, so I don't like these fabric pots. Do not like them. I don't care what brand I have tried. I've spent so much money on these damn fabric pots. I will not use another one. So this year I've really been working hard at emptying them all and throwing them away. But I do have a few. And honestly, the things that are in them ain't doing so hot anyway. The kale, I think I've kind of fixed the kale. Because, you know, this morning it was drooping. They were all like, I was going to pull them, but the roots are really, really good. Here I will show you this wonderful plant. I think I've shown it to you before. Okay, it's hard to do this when you can't flip. But, you know, the roots are real good, so I thinned them out. And what I did is I added some extra soil on top with a lot of these rice hulls. I figure because it was really dry and it was pulling away. That's the problem. These things dry out pretty fast. And a lot of times the water will seep on the outside. But see how this is kind of lopsided? I don't know. I only fill the soil to about here anyway. And then I have organic matter in the bottom that's supposedly, you know, breaking down. But that concept doesn't work well with the fabric pots. So I pulled the tomato out of this one right here. Hey, my baby, how you doing? So the tomato wasn't growing at all in here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up real good, because I don't have any other pots. And I have all these seedlings here, and I think I should put something in there that's a little stronger than that tomato. So, like, look, there's a really nice big pumpkin right there, or winter squash, so I might throw that in there. There's cucumbers there, but I think those will die. Cucumbers are being really sensitive for me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomatoes left that I need to find homes for. And I think I'm going to put them in the ditch over there that I just showed you, the peach ditch. I'm going to take some of this soil, some sea kelp, and for right now, for this season, and then after they're finished during the fall, kind of fall cleanup, I'll redig it out, start putting my wood in there, and pile it back up, put leaves all over it, and put it to bed, right? It's a lot of work, but... So now what I'm doing is going to mix up some stuff. Oh, I got to go find my pots, the little yogurt stuff. I got to find some more pots, and then I'm going to pot some of these up. So I went ahead and put like a half a bag. I'm out of compost, and you know, it's really difficult to find good compost, you know, close to the city. I mean, it's just near impossible. So see, it's basically just I think wood chips. I mean, I read the bag really good, but I don't know how much food scraps or anything. But you know, I don't want to pay $30 a bag for something either. But all my composts are full, and I'm trying to make it as fast as I can. But anyway, I've got regular dirt down here. This is the dirt that I pulled from my ground. It's full of clay and a little bit of sand. And then what all that was left in here. And then this compost. And then what I'm going to do, which is always fun, although I need to buy some more. I think I'm really sold on this. I'm going to put the rest of these rice hulls in here. Whee! Now this bag cost me $35. I think that's a little expensive, but I found it a little cheaper on actual landscaping sites. You know, you can't find it really. Okay, now what I don't have in here is I don't have any more coconut coir, but I think this will be fine. So I'm going to sit here and play with this. And then I'm going to put a little, actually I might do this now. I got this bag of sea kelp. And so I'm going to, I need, my tripod broke. And so I bought a new one, but it wasn't working right. Then I had the short one, but I've lost a screw to it, so I'm just kind of doing it by hand, guys. And so this is sea kelp, and I do the supplier, I like him. He's on Etsy. I've bought a few plants from him before that have done well. I bought my elderberry plants, and my daughter just came out with new hummingbird feed. Oh, Sheila wants to go back inside because she knows that the sprinkler is still on. Okay, I'm going to mix this up and have some fun and show you the potted plants. Well, it's 8 o'clock. Should probably not be playing in the soil too much. But I'm going to, I mean, it looks pretty good. I wish I would have had a little coconut coir. That's kind of missing in here, because I will say that the rice husks, although they're good, they do take on water, and I have a lot of clay in here and sand, so it needs some, loamy stuff. I don't know how much really the compost added, I guess we'll see. But I'm going to throw, the wind is starting up. I put a little diatomaceous earth in here. And I'm going to just throw a little bit more seaweed right here. And then I am going to grab a couple of these. I've got cottage cheese that I poked the bottom of. And I've already rinsed these and reused them and rinsed them and reused them. But I'm just going to throw some of this in here. I'm thinking I haven't made my sticks, so let's see here. What's gonna go in these ones? And really, I don't need this big of a one, but I'm gonna probably put several of the seedlings in here. And I've already opened it up, and I'm gonna attach it to this video or probably previous. But I don't want these to start. I don't want these to start molding, because that's what will happen if you leave them in something too long. And I think this one kind of got wet, so. But yeah, my hands are nice. And I've also planted actually straight in the paper towel before as well. So, but this is the Kushaw pumpkin from Seed Geeks. Oh. This is the first time I've used Seed Geeks. I probably won't again. I really like my Baker's Creek. That's kind of my favorite. Territorial and True Leaf a little bit, but mainly that. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at these. Look, they've just... I may have to tear a little piece of the paper towel so I don't rip the roots too much. See, there he goes. That's great. And then I'm just going to I'll put it right down in here. I think really only one should go in here because this is a big pumpkin, but I may put like 3 in here, you know, as a mound, because a lot of times pumpkins and winter squash and things like that like to be 3 seeds in a kind of a mound. And so I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is put 3 in here, which will save me some time. And these are so cool. I usually don't let them go this long, but well, it wasn't really that I went this long. It's just I had my wasp issues yesterday, and then I don't think I checked them, but sometimes, you know, they just went crazy. They just went crazy. So there's 3 in there, and then there's 2 kind of connected here, so I'm just gonna leave it. Isn't it cool how they break open like that? I don't know if anybody's ever seen these. This one's starting to mold, so yeah, I'm glad that I'm doing this. You can wash off some of the mold too. I've done that before. I did on some of my bean seeds, threw some of them away, and then so I'm going to put 3 in here. Oh, there's some paper towel going to go with that one. Okay. Just make sure whatever paper towel you're using that it's organic, and these are all organic seeds, and I don't use any chemicals on anything. Okay, there's 3 in there. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 1. I'm surprised that many. Well, those are new seeds, so that should. I'm starting to get bit. Let's see here. So the minute they start developing some really big leaves, then I'll put them, and it won't take very long. I'll put them again I'll put them in the ground. I mean, I would put these straight in the ground normally, but with my success rate lately with things, I ain't doing it. So there's 2 there. Great. So I've got 3, 6, 7, 8. So these are 8 of those pumpkins. So we'll see how they all do. I'm just going to put them down here in my plethora. My plethora of pots, seedlings, whatever in the house. Oh, I should have taken that in there. Dogs are getting restless. Okay. This is my, I do like this brand, Fox Farm. This is, you know, a liquid plant food. It's got some fish in here. There's, the other reason I like it, it's worm castings. So it's pretty good. It lasts me a long time. It helps with some blooms. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I want to do any more. Maybe I'll do some more in the morning. Oh, I've got the delecta squash. I'll at least get a couple of these. Oh, I guess I'm running out of battery. So I'm going to leave you here. I'll finish up and catch you on Saturday. Bye, guys. Give yourselves a hug. Love yourself. And create something today, okay? Bye.